thought I had it on. Okay, calling this meeting to order at this time. We moved the meeting to 2:30, and I'm sorry it made it inconvenient for a couple of you. But anyway, we're going to get started. Need to call for a motion for the approval of the minutes of our last meeting. Kate, seconded by Betty. Okay, do we have any correction or errors? I noticed that our excellent recorder, she made a correction already. They're on one particular line. I did catch your correction, and it was a typographical error. Anyway, if there is anybody opposed? All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to our informational items. Well, we have our director, Brian Johnson, here from the Greater Peoria Sanitary District. And Brian, if you have any comments you want to make to us, I know you mentioned something, and you might tell them about the erosion situation.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Busy as usual down at the Sanitary District. We've got several projects coming out for bid here in the next few weeks to a month. Erosion control projects continue to move along. We've got erosion control 3, being put together for planning, and those include places.
Is your mic on?
Probably not.
Yeah, it's on.
So erosion control 3 is going to go out for planning, and that includes a couple locations in Peoria, West Peoria, Bartonville. So including some work down in Swords Hill, which I think is right around where a resolution later on your agenda is going to be. So any questions, I'm happy to answer them as always. Thank you.
Brian. Okay, thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Taking the time to come up here. And our next one has to do with our facilities master plan. Is Mark not here? Are you going to handle that, Scott?
I'm going to handle it today, Mr. Chairman. Mark is unable to be with us. So you'll find it in your packet. There is a resolution later on the agenda that is related to AV upgrades in this room and the conference room. That at the beginning of the year this year was the one and only capital project that you actually appropriated money for in the capital budget. But you can see in the report progress for all the other things that we've been working on throughout the course of the year. Happy to try and answer any questions.
Any questions? Being no questions, we'll move on to our first resolution having to do with PUATs, and I need a motion on that from Rob, seconded by Kate. And Mr. Gillis, you're going to handle that from the Highway Department. Thank you.
Yes. So this is the annual appropriation for the county's membership in PUATs. The fee this year is $36,090. In return for that, the county is able to apply for surface transportation urban funds that comes to the PUATs agency. For instance, next year we'll be reconstructing Glen Avenue, and we received $1.2 million through PUATs for that project. Other projects in the past have been Forest Hill, Northmore, Old Galena Road, and Airport Road are some of the most recent ones. So it's a good bang for the buck, and I can answer any questions.
I absolutely agree with you. What a great program to be associated with. I think last year they paid our dues for us. Am I correct?
I don't recall, Mr.
We
Sullivan.
didn't have any dues. That we had to pay. Okay. Any questions for Mr. Gillis? Okay, Jeff. Thanks. Going for a vote on this. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. Need a motion on our second resolution, which has to do with a rehab of the bridge that we've already had some dealings with there on Swords Avenue. And motion by Betty, seconded by Kate. Okay, Jeff, you're going to take that for us.
Yep. So this bridge is located on Swords Avenue, just, get my direction right, south of Farmington Road. Carries 4,450 vehicles per day, and it's a 138-foot long, 3-span bridge built out of concrete deck beams. Currently, the bridge has a efficiency rating of 34.1. The traffic is reduced on the west side due to condition of the beams. We don't want people driving on the shoulder of the road. And then just last week, we received notification from IDOT we had to put a weight limit on the bridge. So now the bridge is going to be posted for 20 tons for a single vehicle and 31 tons for anything more than 3 axles. We held bid letting on October 12th, and we only received 1 bid, even though we reached out to 7 different contractors and advertised in the Peoria Journal-Star, our website, and through IDOT's website. We only received 1 bidder. The bid was over our original estimate what was put together, so we reached out to IDOT and asked them to verify the numbers because we see increases in our industry right now with material shortages, material costs increasing, and IDOT determined the Stark bid was acceptable. So we're asking the board to approve the bid. We are requesting $1.6 million be appropriated, just in case there's any cost overruns. That way we don't have to come back to the board. This project is being funded with MFT rebuild funds through the rebuild program with the state. So I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Questions? Jeff, how will that impact the PDC?
I've been working with PDC since early 2020. We would have liked to close the bridge completely to do the work, but PDC's fire service comes from Limestone Township and not West Peoria. And they also have a compressed natural gas filling station for compressed natural gas trucks. So we are going to stage traffic so only PDC traffic can go over the bridge during construction. We're going to have temporary traffic signals, and it's going to be signed to PDC only, and the road will be stopped just past PDC's entrances. IDOT with the traffic issues and traffic backups wouldn't allow us to fully stage it for all traffic because we'd have huge backups on Farmington Road. So it is going to be staged just for PDC traffic. So we've been working with them since the beginning of 2020 on this project, and they're fully aware of everything that's going on.
Thank you. I know they're not going to be locally owned at a future date, but I think we still got to be good neighbors with them. That they have been a tremendous company for us as they were locally owned, and the Kohler family's done such a wonderful job in our community. Thank you for working with them. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of this resolution signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to the third one. Since Mark's not here, I assume, Scott, you're going to handle this, but I need a motion to put this resolution on the floor in regards to the work to be done here on the 4th floor for the conference room, as well as the technological upgrade and so forth. Motion made by Rob, seconded by Kate. Thank you, people.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I alluded to earlier on the agenda, this project is the one project that you originally appropriated in this year's capital budget. It is described as an upgrade, but realistically it's a complete overhaul of the technology in both this room and the adjacent conference room. We solicited several bids and received only 3 back. I think everyone that's here, Mr. Chairman, was here for county operations when I summarized how we arrived at the recommendation we did, but just for the live stream, I'll quickly repeat it. Pearl Technology bid was deemed non-responsive for failure to complete required submittals, and so they were purchasing, removed them from consideration during the initial review. Intech Innovations did submit a complete package, but chose to submit an alternative bid instead of the base bid. Furthermore, they did request an exemption from our requirement to have a valid Bureau of Apprenticeship and Training certificate, which they do not hold. That left one bid, and that would have been Thompson Electronics. They bid both the base bid, and they did bid an alternate. We're recommending the base. Between hardware and the installation and support, the total bid cost is $159,381. As with every capital project, we always build in a contingency for unforeseen circumstances, so the total amount of the project bid plus contingencies is $182,000. What the project will do, it is, as I said, it's a complete technology overhaul of the two rooms. So microphones will be replaced. The flat panel screens will be replaced and actually moved to different locations. We'll have a multi-camera system so that that'll be voice activated based on where you're sitting in the room. We are going to include some upgrades around the horseshoe as well, such as ports, USB ports for you to charge your phone or your iPad, or maybe both, while you're sitting at your desk. In the other room, we'll also be fully capable of doing video conferencing from the conference room, and both rooms will be integrated so that they can either be a standalone meeting or we can work them two together at the same time. This meeting will also have the video conferencing and teleconferencing capabilities built into the audio, so that we won't have to continue to use the Polycom and gooseneck microphone solution that we have right here next to me currently. Full warning, lead time on some of the hardware is 2-3 months out. No surprise given a lot of the global supply chain issues that are present right now. This work may or may not start before the end of the year, but will obviously encumber the dollars and issue a purchase order, assuming that the committee and the board makes the bid award. So with that, happy to answer any questions. Ben Simpson from IT is also here to answer any questions.
Any questions? Been discussed before. All right, all those in favor of adopting this resolution signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to our next item will be miscellaneous. Anybody got anything for the good and welfare of our committee? No comments? This meeting is adjourned.